This is Linda Burton
And Joe Burton.
with Fighting to Stay Married.
Fighting to Stay Married is something that we came up with because we realized that I don't know if a lot of people actually know that staying married is actually hard work, and it takes some effort to stay married. It's easy to get married. Things can go on autopilot for a period of time. But it's hard to keep your marriage safe and secure and running like it should. Kind of like buying a car. The gas tank is full, the oil is there, the brake fluids are there, everything is working as it should. But over a period of time, you're gonna have to start putting gas in the car, doing oil changes, basically doing maintenance to your car. And I kind of liken that to marriage. You have to, after the honeymoon stage, you have to put some effort in to keep things maintained and keep your marriage running good. So we wanted to, just start a podcast to let people know, hey, let's talk about this marriage and how we can keep marriage going good.
I love that idea. I love the name, and I love the idea of sharing stories, talking to people, making a difference, of telling the things that we learned through our marriage to help someone else so they won't make the same exact mistakes.
Exactly. So come and join us on this ride. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk deep and get into some issues. Following this introduction, we're going to give you a little example of what we're going to be talking about. So stay tuned.
Hi, thank you for joining us. This is Linda Burton.
And I'm Joseph Burton.
The name of the show is Fighting to Stay Married, and we're here today talking about marriage and relationships. One of the things we're going to do is just take 5 minutes out to talk about relationships and how it affects you and your home life. We are going to use our life experience and just the knowledge that we have learned throughout our 27 years of marriage, and just other information that we read about or that we talked to other couples about. The first thing I wanted to do and talk about is when we first got married, we wanted to always hang around couples that have been married for 20 years or more because we thought they knew a lot about marriage. We thought they had it down.
Yeah, you learn, and I guess you do come to a point in your life that you realize you don't know, not know anything, but you don't know as much as you thought you knew. I guess the biggest thing is just what you're doing now should not look the same way as it did when you were first married. There should be some growth somewhere.
Yeah, there's things that when we first got married irritated me, or I get mad and frustrated. Now I'm learning, oh, that's just who you are, or that's me taking it the wrong way. It slows me down to getting frustrated and learning how to deal with things differently.
Well, now that can be discouraging if it takes 25 years for a person to realize that.
Well, it didn't take 25 years to realize that. It's through the time. It's just comparing now to then. Each year you learn something new, or the goal is to learn something new. And through the whole process of our 25 years, we have learned a lot about each other, about relationships, how to fight to stay married. So what is one tip you would say helped you fight to stay married?
What I think about that is just that, it's like a maintenance on a car. Everybody uses the example, but you have to be constantly reminded to do something to keep your marriage intact. Because things they don't fall into place. So fighting to stay married is to be mindful. First of all, to remember that you are married. Because I guess you can go throughout your day, and yeah, you might know that you're married, but it's like way back in your head. But instead of being on the forefront of your mind that you're married. So I guess that's what helps with that. Just keep things on the forefront of your brain or your mind that you are married and that you have to fight to stay married.
Like taking a promotion, is this going to take more time away from home? Is it going to put more stress on me? Is it going to, am I going to be able to make it to the kids' activities? Am I bringing work home? I think all that plays a part. It's to the point of what I say to people. I can't act and hang around and do everything as if I was single or that I am when I'm married. And it's just keeping that in mind for me.
No, for me, fighting to stay married it's a lot to it. There's a lot to fighting to stay married. Can you not have a friend that's single? If you're married,
you can still have single friends,
but you can't forget or you can't pretend to be single too. Or, I mean, I guess that's one way to do it. See, I just reminding yourself. That's more reminding of things instead of fighting to stay married. Because when I think of fighting to stay married, because when you fight, you're on the you can be on the offense, or you have to probably be on the offense.
Can it be that you're on guard?
Well, that's more defensive. I mean, I don't know.
That's still fighting, though.
No, I'm just saying fighting to stay married. I mean, because when I think of fighting, if you just look at somebody fighting, then they're moving. I mean, let's take boxing for instance. I mean, they're just not standing in the ring walking around, right? They're trying to do something.
Yeah, but only one hit at a time, right? So the other person is on guard, and the world is hitting us with temptations, and we put ourselves into some temptations, but we're fighting the world to keep our marriage in a way to honor each other.
Well, when I think of fighting to stay married, you have to go on the offense. You have to be proactive instead of reactive. You gotta be proactive. So you're fighting, so you go on the offense for your marriage. That's what I think what fighting to stay married means to me.
So is that the same thing when you say a boxing match? Is that the guy that's holding up his hands, waiting, or
he's
being
on the defense.
ready? That's okay. See, I thought defense is moving your head out the way once they started to punch.
I mean, it might not have been such a good example. You're trying to, you do things, you go on the offense instead of waiting for something to happen. You make sure stuff don't happen. You know, like I know somebody. I know this woman is flirting with me. Well, instead of just accepting it or not really doing much about it, that's like defense. So fighting to stay married, you go on the offense and you nip it in the bud real quick. So you're doing something proactive. You're being proactive about it. You're going on the offense, whether you talk to the person, don't talk to the person, but you make sure that the person knows, no, none of that. That's one of those things I think when it's fighting to stay married. I guess that'll be a good example, I suppose.
Okay. Till next time, I hope this gives you a little energy to help fight to stay married.
And remember, just like the logo states, you got the woman in her wedding gown, you have the man in his tux, and you guys both got boxing gloves on, and you're trying to protect that union. So each of you have to fight towards your relationship to keep that thing protected. See you later.
Thank you for listening.